Shalom Mishpacha. Today is part 2 where we fully break down the story of Susanna. And I have some lessons for us today to learn about within the story. If you have not heard or read the story yourself, you can do so in part 1, which is already on my page. The book of Susanna is a powerful and brief story found in the Apocrypha. It was removed from many modern Bibles but remains a vital account of themes of virtue, corruption, and righteous judgment. The time period is in Babylon captivity of Judah. The setting takes place in Babylon in the house of Joachim, a wealthy and honorable Israelite. And the characters are Susanna, which she is the main character, a righteous, modest, and virtuous Hebrew woman. Joachim is her wealthy husband. The two elders/judges are the respected in society but secretly corrupt. And Daniel is a young prophet raised up by Yahuah to defend Susanna. Now let's break down the full story. In the introduction of Susanna, verses 1 through 4, Susanna, a daughter of righteous parents, was beautiful and feared Yahuah. She was married to Joachim, a respected man in Babylon. Her home became a central place for elders and judges to gather. In Susanna chapter 1 verse 2 it says, "And he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, a very fair woman, and one that feared Yahuah." Our first lesson is that righteousness is not defined by wealth or position, but by fear and obedience to Yahuah. Number 2 is the plot of the elders in verses 5 through 21. Two elders, appointed as judges, became lustful after seeing Susanna bathe in her garden. They conspired together. They waited until she was alone and tried to force her to commit adultery. We see this in Susanna chapter 1 verses 20 through 21, and it says, "Behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us, but if thou wilt not, we will bear false witness against thee." The second lesson is that even those in leadership can be wicked. Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing. Lust blinds judgment and leads to destruction. Number 3, Susanna's righteous response in verses 22 through 24. Susanna chose to obey Yahuah rather than sin, even if it means being falsely accused and sentenced to being unalive. Susanna chapter 1 verse 23 says, "It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of Yahuah." The third lesson is to fear Yahuah must outweigh the fear of man. Standing for righteousness can cost your reputation, but it preserves your soul. Number 4, the false accusation in verses 25 through 41. The elders lie in court saying they caught her with a young man. Since they were respected leaders, the assembly believed them, and she was sentenced to being unalived. In Susanna chapter 1 verse 41 says, "Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to being unalived." The fourth lesson is, do not blindly follow leaders. Always test the spirit and examine matters before passing judgment. Number 5, Susanna's prayer and divine intervention. In verses 42 through 46, Susanna cries out to Yahuah and he hears her. He raises up Daniel, a young man, to expose the truth and save her. We find this in Susanna chapter 1 verses 44, and it says, "Yahuah heard her voice." And verse 45, "I am clear from the blood of this woman." The fifth lesson is that Yahuah hears the cries of the innocent. Even youth can be used by the Most High to correct injustice. And lastly, number 6, Daniel exposes the elders in verses 47 through 62. Daniel demands separate examinations of the elders. Their stories contradict, revealing their lie. The false witnesses are judged according to the law. And we see this in Susanna chapter 1 verse 61, and it says, "And they did unto them as they had maliciously intended to do to their neighbor." Verse 62, "Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day." The sixth and final lesson from the book of Susanna is that the law of Yahuah brings justice. False accusers will face judgment. Righteous judgment requires diligence and investigation. Here are 4 spiritual principles that we all need to adapt. Number 1, Yahuah sees all things. Number 2, the righteous will be vindicated. Number 3, false witness is a serious sin. Number 4, courage in the face of injustice. To the daughters of Zion, we have to apply these 5 things today. Modesty is protection, but does not stop the eyes of the wicked. Remain spiritually alert and avoid situations where evil can be devised. Number 2, be ready to stand alone for righteousness, even if the crowd believes a lie. Number 3, Yahuah defends the upright. When your reputation is falsely attacked, do not repay evil with evil. Cry out to the Most High. Number 4, train your children in righteousness. Susanna's virtue began with the fear of Yahuah. She was taught as a child. And lastly, number 5, young people can speak the truth. Daniel was a youth, yet Yahuah used him to save a life. In conclusion, Susanna as a symbol of righteous endurance. Susanna is a role model for holiness, courage, and unwavering faith. Her story shows that Yahuah will never forsake the righteous, and justice belongs to him. It is a call for the nation of Yisrael to walk in truth, to judge with discernment, and to protect the innocent, especially the daughters of Zion who walk in virtue. I pull out that the daughters of Zion all listen and learn from the videos I've provided you today. Hallelujah.